It's a lot of pain though. You don't need to go through this pain, you can avoid it. But the most unfortunate thing is, people that they are not courageous enough, they don't have somebody who can encourage them to really jump out, and they stay and they do something that they truly do not love. And they go out there in society and they cannot be happy. They really do not contribute to the world. We know, we have the feeling that when we go to see a medical doctor, for example, or an engineer, or any type of occupation, we get the feeling this person really loves what he does, and he's so helpful and happy when he does help me. But when I go to this person, he just looks at the paper and treats me like a piece of a stone. We have that feeling. You can go in Safeway, you can see a lady, she's so full of joy. She loves what she does. She's happy. Maybe she's making less money than a medical doctor, but you can see she's like a flower. And you feel so happy to be helped by her or him. Okay? And you go to a medical doctor who can make hundreds of thousands of dollars salary, but you get the feeling when you got out of his office that this person is in a big trouble. He's not happy at all. And he was not helpful to you either. So we want to avoid this situation. How? Yes, we can use the process of obtaining a recommendation letter, coming to know the teacher knows you, and that mentorship and that relationship can help you to find out you might need to even change your major. So it's good to find someone from the beginning, first year if possible, no later than the second year, to have that mentor, to have that person who looks after you and thinks about you all the time. There is professors like that in every department. You go and find them. Nobody will give you a list about them, but there is beautiful teachers in every department. They are willing to do that. They are devoted to do that. Others are good at some other things. They do more research. That's okay. Each one does his own part. Okay? That's why you should do what you love. So find the ones that they do have they like to do that. They like to mentor you. They like to take you from your hand and develop that beautiful relationship and help you to decide the major, the school, and through that internship, you develop a beautiful recommendation letter.
What if the professor who knows me best is in a completely unrelated field to my major and the types of grad programs that I would be planning to do? Should I only ask for recommendations from science professors, or is it okay to go out into a different field?
Could you repeat again?
Well, I'm a biotechnology major, but the professor who knows me best is a history professor,
right.
Like on a personal level. So is it okay to ask for that one recommendation from the history professor in addition to a few others from science professors? Or should I stay away from the history?
You really try to cover all the things that we mentioned here. So if you can get a recommendation letter from someone who really knows you as a scientist in the laboratory, your skills and everything, doesn't know you as a person, but usually if you spend time in a laboratory, usually you know the professor too, unless the professor is always in trouble, and the leader of the lab, who really is the leader in the lab, not the professor, who really knows you more, that's better to get the recommendation letter from him. But you can get a recommendation letter for someone who really knows you very well as a person, right? Try to find a teacher, but if it's not a teacher, it's okay. Somebody who really knows you well as a person. You can try to cover these aspects, the scientific aspect, the academic, how good you are in courses and so on and so forth. But also, do not underestimate all the things about your character, your personality, because you can see the institutions ask all these things about you as a person and your ability, not just about how good you do in classes, what kind of GPA you have. So when you do these kind of decisions, whom to ask, then it would be better to ask, with whom should I start making a relationship as my mentor, and to work in his lab or to help him, than to have the question, whom should we ask for a recommendation letter? The recommendation letter should be the outcome of all this effort and time, not the goal. It's not, it is the goal. It's out there at the end, right? It's not the way we usually think. Okay, whom should I ask for recommendation? No, whom should I start associating and offer my help so I can get close together to get mentorship and to know me? Because it seems like I like this professor, I like what he believes, I like what he does, I like the way he tries to mentor people, okay? That's the way it's supposed to be. And then, at the end, the recommendation comes. As we said before, the best recommendation letter is obtained when you do not ask for a recommendation letter, okay? You're told, before you ask. Whenever you ask for a recommendation, you need a recommendation letter, know that I'm here for you. The teacher can give you examples. In 6 years teaching in this university, 2 classes every quarter, 1 head TA for each class. That's a lot of head TAs. So here's a head TA who is absolutely marvelous. Everything positive. The lights did not turn on in this room for some reason during the exam from the many rooms. One of the teaching assistants comes and says, "Oh, it's dark. I don't know what to do." That's the teaching assistant. The head TA will say, "Dr. Toupadakis, don't worry, I'll take care of that problem. You can see, he is a master. He has ability of leadership, his ability to not be shaken when things are not going bad." The teacher thinks about sending an email to the head TA to send this email to the TAs or to the students. Before he thinks about it, the head TA did it, send it. You can see this head TA thinks before, in advance. The quarter finishes and you can see an excellence because of this interrelationship. And the head TA does not have to ask for a recommendation letter. The teacher says, whatever his name is, Mark, Bill, whenever you need a recommendation letter, know that I am for you here. There's two student clubs that they started this quarter. One of them was students, tutoring students, and another one, meditation club. So 2 clubs. And the teacher just proposed the idea, and people picked it up and they said, "I want to do it." So already the club tutoring students started. It's marvelous. People find out that they love to tutor for free as a kind of an internship, as a kind of self-help service, to clear up our minds with self-help service. And with just about a month relationship with this gentleman, how he made the club to come to existence. The emails back and forth, the meetings with a group of students one time in his house, all these kind of relations with 1 month, just 1 month, no more than that. The teacher felt absolutely confident, 100%, to give him a very excellent recommendation letter that he needed for a scholarship. Just for a month relationship. He was a student also the previous quarter for 3 months, so he would come to office hours, ask questions, realize that he's a sincere student, really wants to know the material, not just care about the grade. And out of this, just office hours, then the relationship grew more. Because now he's responsible for a club, and he's very willing to take advice from someone who knows more than him. He listens to advice, and he's growing through that process. So this student already obtained a very positive recommendation letter within 4 or 5 months that the teacher knows him. So the emphasis should be really to be willing to grow in the process of the recommendation letter, to find out someone that you know you will be edified, you will be encouraged, you will be mentored in a good way to find out what you really like to do. And through that relationship, whatever it is, could be an history club. There's a lot of professors in